Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 2 vs 2 on Rockclaw Foothills. On the southern side, as the Death Guard, we've got Reaper Dudikov, and we've got the Birdman playing as the Chaos Space Marines. Whereas on the northern side, playing as the Necrons, we've got Spooky Scary Skeletons, and we've got Envy playing as the Thousand Suns. So basically, northern side, we've got Space Egypt with their heavy infantry, slow-moving infantry as well, although mind you, we are seeing a Demon Gate from Envy, so potential little bit of early game harassment over in the middle sides, capturing these strategic points and critical locations. Whereas obviously, Death Guard, they're quite slow. They've gone for their third company, question mark, which means that their Nurgle cultists now have access to the grenade launcher should they get a gift repository. Their Plague Lord also reduces the ranged capacity of their enemies if they are within close combat and such. And what are you going for as an opening? You're just going to go for standard Chaos Space Marines, couple of cultists for capping, and also the all-important heavy bolter turret on the forward front things, much like the Necrons, to make sure they've at least snagged your forward-most strategic point. So yeah, everyone knows what they're doing, everyone has a rough idea, should I say. There's the Screamers' Inch coming online, also that Sorcerer Lord for those all-important spells that the Thousand Suns can make use of. I mean, they're very similar, are the Necrons and the Thousand Suns, although I will have to choose a faction that's a little bit more quiet, because all I can hear is just blooming lightning going on in the background while trying to explain what's going on. But yeah, so Necrons, they've got the Necron Lord, which is quite a very important character in their roster, as he can zip around and do his usual, well, not spells, are they? They're like artifacts and such. Whereas Thousand Suns, very similar. I mean, less mobile is the Sorcerer Lord, but also quite the beast in close combat, able to basically 1v1 the majority of other characters in the game. Chaos Space Marines already occupying the majority of the centre. They've got a fighting force up in the middle, but they will avoid the Ghost turret without a commander tanking the damage of the Ghost turret. Not much they can really do. And I suppose they could probably do a lot of damage to it, but they will also lose some models. And reinforcing at 50 blue, that's not great for them. Troll Wizards are getting a bit stabberoonied in the back. They are not only a capping unit, but also a building unit for the Thousand Suns. So not designed really to go toe-to-toe with any other units, although they do a fair bit of damage in close combat, but they are like 3 models in one. So not exactly what you want. Our Sorcerer Lord, he is looking for the clone, so he's gone for his Spellbook of Tricks and Mischief. We'll summon a clone, although maybe a little bit too early. No, you're not a clone. You're not a clone at all. You're Screamers. So, yeah, those cultists are a bit naffed. And actually, yeah, both Chaos and Death Guard going to go for a whole smorgasbord of cultists, which is unusual. I was expecting a slog of heavy infantry from both sides, but no, we're seeing demons and cultists. So there we go. They've been chased away. They can't do much. Also, over here, get the ranged advantage against the Necron warriors. We'll see the obelisk being upgraded to a fortified obelisk. So one shot, mass damage towards these lads. Second squad of Necron warriors as well. Got to be careful to make sure that the Necrons... I think I saw this comment on... It might have been in a very old video that I saw. Or maybe a more recent one featuring Necrons. But I think that chap summed them up perfectly in saying that with Necrons, you're going to make sure that they don't mass up a whole bunch of infantry. As one, they do a lot of damage for obvious reasons. Two, they can also stand themselves back up, which makes them harder to kill in the long run. And yeah, just bad stuff all around. So, good idea. Screamers can't go over here because of all these turrets being placed. Although I think second turret may be a little bit too much. But all this undefended stuff going on down here, they're just free to go about their wicked and foul business. Lovely colour scheme for the Death Guard as well. A sickly yellow, much like the pus you would find in a pusculature of some description. Chaos Space Marines will come down for defensive reasons. Plague Lord unable to really keep on top of these Screamers with their swift maneuverability, but it will still keep them on the back foot as best he can. Chaos Space Marines over here getting engaged, but yeah, I don't think Screamers was the way forward on this map, because there's no real ways to flank around your opponents, and two, against these factions, just because of how defensive that they can be with their heavy infantry and such. Over here, the contested strategic point is being sliced by the cultists. Sorcerer Lord throws down a couple of Doom Bolts, and that will scare them away, I imagine. The Chaos Space Marines able to go at it in a ranged capacity. Down over here, the Nergal cultists supporting the Plague Lord as he engages in glorious hand-to-hand combat. But being knocked over by the Obelisk. And the Plague cultist people having to be forced back by the mass of Necron warriors. Over here, we do have a fair few Screamers trying to push out away from the turrets. Do seem to have got a full squad wipe on those Chaos Space Marines. Very unfortunate for the Birdman here. But those triple stationary firing positions able to defend this little alcove over here. Necrons pushed a little bit too far forward as well. So they have... Oh no, you've still got 3 squads of Necron warriors. Do you have your teleporting thing? Yes, you do. That's how one of them survived. And where is that Necron Lord? You are walking your way down at the moment. Screamers coming on over. And that is a whole load of Screamers. Heavy investment at... Oh god, I can't see the blue money. Right, go to look at the Death Guard. How much do you cost for reinforcement? 50 blue and 5 green. Tier 1, that's not a very happy price to pay. God, all these factions so blooming loud in my ear. There's just no need for it. Why is Chaos so loud? That's my question. Where is the Chaos God of calm and relaxation? Well, we've got the Assault Plague Marines coming on over. And they don't mind engaging with the Screamers. They're actually quite swift for a Death Guard unit. So I've got a little charge animation. Sorcerer Lord splits himself into 2 for more damage. Got Havocs there. Don't know if Havocs was the way forward when you've got Screamers that could jump on top of you. But if the Screamers are dead, then that will give a lot of space for the Havocs. Also going to keep that Necron Lord at bay as well. 2 squads of Havocs now, actually. And a bit of a mosh pit going on. We've got the Listening Post upgraded with some plague spewing devices. So that should do some morale damage. Quite a lot. Also, a sizable amount of heavy bolters coming out. Necron Lord forced away as quick as you like. So it seems that the avenue for attack here from the northern perspective is going to be on the southern side for now, until they get their vehicles and such, which will be able to take care of the heavy bolters quite easily, I reckon. Plague Marine's been blasted around by the Obelisk. Also got that heavy Gauss turret now to do the damage to the heavy infantry. One man goes down. And the grenade launchers still keeping the Necrons on their backside on the floor for now. Don't normally see the plague grenade launchers. What we are doing here, which is quite cool. The Fed company also gives them access to the what's called like the more tank orientated relic units later on in the game. So that's a thing to take into mind. Always going to worry about the Necrons and their anti-vehicle capacities there. Oh, beautiful charge from those Assault Marines. But then the counter-charge from Zinch. That makes sense that Zinch and Nergal are going all out against each other. They are kind of the natural rivals for the Chaos Gods here. Assault Marines, they're going to be wiped out. Oh no, one survives. One manages to get away. And that is a powerful firing line from the Chaos side of things. Necron Lord goes down to that Malignant Plaguecaster. Powerful supporting caster. Unlike other spell commanders, wizard commanders, whatever you would call them, in other factions, his range attack does a fair bit of damage in the form of that. He hits one person, hits everyone else around him as well. I mean, low damage output, but when you're hitting everyone at the same time, quite quickly racks up. You have a Bane Pit coming in from I was about to say Rupert Dudikoff, Reaper Dudikoff. Plague Lord going to be replaced. Upgrades and such. So tier 2 for both Birdman and Reaper. And we've got tier 2 for Spooky and also Envy as well. So everyone looking to get some vehicular players on the go. A cheeky Canoptic Wraith for tying up any kind of ranged units. Might need to see a couple of them to keep the Havocs at bay. Also, wonderful thing about these Havocs is that they can quickly transition into AV should they require it. Oh, we're going to go for just exclusively a demonic kind of incursion for Envy here. Those of you who follow the tabletop will be very pleased to see all the Death Guard and World Eaters getting their 10th edition touch-ups. For instance, I don't think they've had their 10th edition touch-up yet. Here comes a Defiler. A little bit of everything. Artillery. Walker. Slapping close combat thingy-madoodad. Flamers, autocannons, everything in one. Excels at nothing, but does a little bit of everything. What are we seeing from the Bane Pit? We're seeing a Desecrator, sir. Oh, look at this. They're just working together. The same but different. And at the moment, the northern side are just chilling out at the moment. They've got the death marks for anti-infantry. Do a hell of a lot of damage against any forms of heavy infantry. But against the vehicles, not so much. We do have some spells coming in. A lot of damage focusing straight on that Ghost turret. Oh, that's like Corrupt Land sort of thing. Increased damage on anyone who stands on it, I reckon. If I was a guessing man, Coptic Wraiths coming forward, seeing what they can see. Well, the Necrons don't exactly have much of a fighting force at the moment. Oh, we've got a Deceiver. Got all the Defilers. Minus the World Eaters and the Emperor's Children variants. Guess round have been beaten back. Plenty of anti-vehicle in the form of these Horrors of Zinch. Necrons are moving forward as well. But the Havoc's taking care of those Horrors of Zinch quite nicely. Necro Warriors looking like they are trying to engage in close combat as well. Death Marks being the long-range option for the Necrons at the moment. Taking care of those Assault, Plague Marines, Mortals, seeing if they can take down the Desecrator. Remarkable swiftness. Deceiver charged on forward. He's got double flamers, so he's designed to be in close combat a lot more so than the other Defilers. I do like how all the Defiler units across all 4, 5, whatever you call them, different Chaos factions, have got their own kind of flavour. Very nice stuff. Death Guard being beaten back. Havoc's looking to get into position to scare away the Deceivers. Necron Lord is back on his feet. Not sure if they've got that setting in the multiplayer options where the Necron Lord has got access to the Ancient Pyramid and it can turn into a named character. But we shall see. Yeah, Necron's just absolutely sorting out that Death Guard. Malignant Plaguecaster manages to survive. That Canoptic Wraith is keen to see if he can get one last slap on his backside. Will seem to escape there. And a little bit of a attempt from the cultist to capture the critical location, but won't get it. Won't get it at all. Got the Blue Scribes, Hells of Zinch. It's a bit of a explosive AoE attack at range. Deceivers pushing back the Chaos Forces as well, although we do have a Horror Squad from the Birdman. So taste of his own medicine, Zinch on Zinch action. Turrets are one by one getting taken care of there. Always a shelf life on forward placement turrets. That's why I try and avoid investing in too many of them too quickly. Morale been broken for all this infantry through the double flamers, but the Deceivers go down. Necron Lord still out and about. The Death Marks taking care of the Death Guard. Try and say that 10 times fast when you're drunk. But just what seemed to be quite a sizable defence from the southern team. It's now less so. There they are, the Obliterators. I imagine that the Birdman will be going for the Obliterator and Possessed Wombo combo. Works in vanilla, works in Unification. It's a timeless classic. Everyone teleporting back home. They've done their damage. They've destroyed the forward listening posts. No decapping there. So they can rebuild them relatively quickly. Blue Scrubs have now got their friends. So, Patricia, we shall call him. And the other one, whatever his name is. Just lots of firepower from Birdman. Even though that the death marks on paper take out all the other heavy infantry, when they're outnumbered by this amount, not designed for taking damage on the death marks. And they will all be wiped out. Although, mind you, John Cena beam comes down, prevents them from firing, although they've got nothing to really follow up with. So maybe should have saved that for later, but the Necron Lord seems like he's doing that classic delaying tactic where he just sits there, being a right pain in the backside. Now I've got a Chaos Predator with a little Volkite cannon on, or whatever you call that cannon. There's a 180 no-scope, and one poor unsuspecting horror. What seems to be a pushback on the Southern team has now been manifested into a powerful counterattack. Blue being a fantastic unit, as they are just basically anti-everything. Whatever they fire at, they change their weapons. And now laying siege to the obelisk on top of the relic. Now I've got the Pariahs, the tier 3 for the Necrons, going toe-to-toe with the Assault Marines. But very dangerous there, as the Chaos Space Marines can just come in for a flank at any point. You need the Thousand Suns to push out with the Necrons at the same time if they want to achieve anything substantial. But surely this must mean that they are building something pretty legendary inside the base. I mean, they are tier 3. They've gone for the Greater Summoning Court. But nothing else real. Oh, you've got your Altar of Tzeentch, Summon the Lord of Change, and a Demon Prince of Tzeentch on the way. But then, that being said, a regular old Demon Prince coming in from the Birdman. So whatever the Thousand Suns are thinking of, the Vanilla Boys are basically bringing out the same kind of ting. Submarines have also got their great cleavers, like a regular cleaver, just a little bit greater. Big charge towards the Necron Lord. Submarines usually a lot more chosen than your regular Death Guard Marine counterparts, just because I think it's their speed, really, if anything. And also a beautiful unit composition between the Death Guard and the Chaos Space Marines. You've got the close combat orientation of the Death Guard, ranged from the vanilla Chaos Space Marines, artillery from the Death Guard as well. Beautiful stuff. Not just a Demon Prince just charging straight on in to the Tzeentchian base, keeping everyone at bay for now to let the army proper deal with the Necrons. And he won't survive this, but he's tanky enough to survive it for long enough to keep these guys back. It's very, very good. Now losing all their forward listing posts doesn't matter so much to the Necrons, as their obelisks don't contribute any... Oh, but hell, hold on. Oh no, we think you might have came out just as the Demon Prince finished. But oh well, never mind. We've got a lot of change. That's exciting. Look at him come on down. This might spell a shift in fortunes at the moment. But he is going in solo. What can he achieve on his own? Birdman. yeah, the Birdman going up against the Birdman. It's quite cool. Making it rain in the centre. But then a Demon Prince of Nurgle comes on out. Can the Prince take on the Lord? That's a question for everyone at the moment. And the Prince of Nurgle, much more... You'd think he'd be tanky, but he's a bit more of a supporting kind of Demon Prince. There's lots of AoE buffs and debuffs and such. But being supported by a Desecrator as well. Doing alright. might get him. Got a solar pulse stopping any kind of fire support coming in for the Death Guard. Might do it there. The pink horror's also coming over for support. He's going to run away. Oh no, he's going to come back. He's determined to do it. He's just got to believe. And there we are. By the skin of his birdie teeth. Manages to get it. It's a beautiful Scorpec destroyers. Engaging glorious hand-to-hand combat with the Assault Plague Marines. Plenty of firepower from the Horrors of Zinch. And while it's cost the Thousand Suns and the Necrons dearly, they have managed to save their bases for now. Demon Prince of Zinch jumping on in, breaking the morale of all these guys with his scary countenance. And even the tanks go down as well. Would have been a time to pull back, really, from the perspective of the vanilla Chaos Space Marines, but we appreciate the glorious last stands and such. Yeah, Death Guard being pushed well and truly out. Oh, but help, good lord! They've got a Keeper of Secrets. Not going to zoom in too much with that. Been able to temporarily convince enemies to fight on their side. And now I've got another Demon Prince / Greater Demon duel going on, but no, the Demon Prince does not want to engage in a 1 vs 1 against the Keeper of Secrets. A dueling kind of Greater Demon. There we are. A little bit of calm before an inevitable second storm. The Keeper comes in for a bit of a perk. Thankfully in Unification they're fully covered. Oh, but there's... good lord! Feral Titan, right, okay. It's just relic units all day long, baby. Another Lord of Change comes forth. And this is just everything you want and more in a battle. The Deathmark seeing if they can sort out any kind of infantry. Keeper Secrets also goes down. The Feral Titan does not have any kind of close range weaponry, so definitely probably want to keep him behind a line of infantry. As cool as it is to have him on the front lines, probably not where he wants to be. Although the Southern team have the advantage of having the critical location on their side, so they can have access to all these Titan units. So the Northern team definitely needs to push out and see if they can reclaim the centre. But quite a lot of infantry on the field at the moment. A Trophy Grav Raider as well. Feral Titan is just not going to do much on his own. I mean, really, really strong in the form of those Plasma Blast Cannons. But definitely needs something else to keep them online. Demon Prince comes back, ready for round 2. Hecky flip. But this time he's got no Desecrator to assist him in this engagement. Oh, but he has got a Feral Titan. Right, okay, that will change things. That will change things massively in the favour of the Demon Prince. But plenty of pink horrors. Got to break through the warp-generated shield first. John Cena Beam stopping the Feral Titan from engaging its plasma cannons. Got a Death Shroud Terminus. There we go, finally! They're being used to full effect. Not seen this before, it's a thing of beauty. The Man Reapers cutting into the ankles of the Lord of Change. Scorpec Destroyer seeing what they can do. Absolute mayhem and madness. Another Demon Prince goes up against a Trophy Grav Raider. And a Reaper, oh sorry, a Plague Reaper going to come out. Double cauldrons of filth and machinations and such. But the critical location in the centre has been decapped, so no more super relic units from the Southern team for now. And to be fair, going for their Titan units that are more vehicle orientated up against this amount of horrors from Envy here, might struggle. Got a Bloodthirster from the Birdman. So even Khorne's been represented here. Although a lot shorter than the other Demon Princes, I do have to say. Bit of a short king. Getting into that size creep. But he's a man designed primarily. No fancy things going on for him. No debuffs and buffs or spells. He comes in, bonks things on the head. Thank you very much. See you later. And it might seem that the inevitable pushback from the Northern team is being sorted out. Got the essence of the Nightbringer, unable to take any damage, so he can just sit there and reign high and mighty as he slices up the Feral Titan. I don't think... Oh, you do vehicle damage. That's the thing that you do. Demon Prince, side by side with the Bloodletter. He does go down, or Bloodthirster even. Horrors have fallen back. It's just madness and explosions. The Decimator super heavy tank. Look at that powerful beast. As many shooty bits as you like. While I can't do anything about the Nightbringer for the moment, we do have the, what do you call him, the Warpsmith to keep fixing things. Bloodthirster smacking down that Trophy Grav Raider. Doing a fine job of it as well. On high, the Doom Scythe is another powerful unit from the Necrons. Also, in comparison to all these other tanks that will inevitably suffer greatly from this pathing nightmare that's in front of them, the Doom Scythe won't. It'll just fly on high. Bloodthirster looking a little worse for wear. And also being sniped out by the Immortals and the Death Guard, or Death Marks even. It goes down, will explode in a puff of pinkish smoke. There we go. Let's have a quick look at the economies. We have got 116 and 49 and 89 and 65 compared to 76% and 101 and 87 and 93. Aram and the XL just chilling out on the base at the moment as a big push happens on the southern side. All the tanks, all the things got Annihilation Barge and another Lord of Change coming online, but it seems that everyone's got a very small economy at the moment, as is will happen as the game goes on. Got Triarch Praetorians, which just basically your pariahs but better. Feral Titan still standing in the centre. Big tank in the middle, the Plague tank got destroyed, I think. Yeah, there's not a second one coming up out of nowhere, is there? Fair enough. The Feral Titan now struggling to reposition around the Lord of Change. Lord of Change being smacked by the Demon Prince. He's just, oh, he's doing a little bit of a flanking manoeuvre to prevent the Feral Titan from escaping. But really make sure they don't lose their Titan units, because they can't regain them for the moment. Not while the critical location is not in their favour. Don't know what Titan units that the Thousand Sons have access to. Prosperator, that's a relic unit, I think. I don't rightly know. By the way, Necrons, they're going inside the Death Guard's base. Less than favourable times for them. What have you got coming out? Doing our cesspit. And what is that? That is a Dark Apotheosis research, which does stuff. In fact, what does that do? We may as well check while we're here. That might be a sizable difference. Possesses your lord? Oh, just lets you have a Demon Prince of Nurgle. Or a Eater of Lives, if you went for the 4th company, which they have not. They've gone for the 3rd company. 4th company is the more demonic orientation, I do believe. Is a classic Land Raider Hades Diablos. Got double las cannons on either side. Feral Titan has managed to reform itself over on the mountain. Doomscyther's looking a little bit worse for wear. Annihilation Barge has gone down. And when economies are this shaken, losing anything big is just such a devastating blur. It's really hard to replace them. You've got to use what you have in a more conservative manner. But Lord of Change did not get the memo. And what do you intend to achieve here? Any economic damage you do will be minimally felt, as the listening posts are all decayed. Plasma generators also will, I imagine. Comes that Nurgle champion, Plague, Demon Prince Medudad. And they just can't get enough of each other. It's like a sibling rivalry. He's attempting to run away as best he can. And managing to survive. Does have health regen, so he can just sit back and lick his wounds for now. Unless that Feral Titan can catch up with him. I think he'll be alright. Another Essence of the Nightbringer. As the Immortals and the Deathmarks keep on coming over. Taking the damage in, gotta be careful of those Blight Lord Terminators. Unable to really get any use out of them. Which is sad. Feral Titan has scared that Birdman all the way home. And the Trap Praetorians is actually being brought forth by the Doomscythe, actually. Oh yeah, that's what you get brought forth by. So no Nature Pyramid at the moment then. Right. Get myself a bit confuzzled, but that is just standard cast really, isn't it, boys and girls? Replacement Plague Reaper. Right, so you don't need a critical location for that. That's your regular relic unit. Cool. Alright then. Well learning. Trying out Praetorians. Getting a good surround on that Feral Titan. But doing minimal damage to him. And at the moment, I think what it's going to end up in is a bit of a relic unit clash. But I think that whoever is able to properly support their units, kind of like how Reaper Dudikov is doing with Desecrators. Also, we've got that Decimator. All these units have got very similar names. It's very confusing for me. The Prospects are quite a swift-moving tank with its floating capabilities. Doomscythe firing on down any targets that they can, but I mean, there's just a Feral Titan in the middle. It's a really hard thing to contend with. The Birdman doing a really good job at keeping him alive. That Warpsmith continuously following him around. Got a couple of botflies as well. A precious strategic points here that's got the green lights on. So if they can snag that, that'll be a definite boon for the economy for them. We've got a Silver Tower of Zinch coming out. 1,200 blue, 1,200 green. It is basically the big bad of the Thousand Suns roster. I do believe that you're just basically a flying fortress, if I am not mistaken. Could be wrong. We shall see. It's not every day you get to see a Tier 1 or Tier 2 Titan from the Thousand Suns. 2 units going toe to toe. The Titan will win that eventually. Death Guard looking very scary in selling Necron places. And I suppose at this point just spam out the Immortals. If you're only going to go up against... Oh, no, never mind. Got Assault Plague Marines to make sure that those Immortals are kept in good stead. Everyone been affected by Aramans? You're doing some spell nonsense, aren't you? Yeah, I'm just staying at home and just doing map-wide debuffs, I reckon. Just making these guys a little bit even slower than normal. Got the people jumping over towards the Feral Titan. A Ragged Knight coming from, what are you called? You are Issachar Kion. That's a cheap but temporary Bloodthirster. Got a Chaos Lord as well. Botfly's been scared away. Although, mind you, Alter Zinch at half health at the moment. If they could take that down, that will stop the Thousand Suns from getting something comparable to the Feral Titan. Ragged Knight continues to push on in. And are we seeing... We're not seeing the Necron Monolith being fully re-engaged here. Prospects are keeping the Feral Titan as back as possible. Envy losing a couple of buildings here. Annihilation Barge doing what defense it can. It's going to be their last saving grace, really, is that Altar of Zinch, or whatever you call it. The one single Poxwalker Slave attempting to fix up that whole Plague Reaper. And it does manage to survive for a little while. Relic being decapped, however, from birth of Necrons and Thousand Suns. There we are, Silver Tower Zinch flirting. There's a little bit of a spin, teleports around before then doing other stuff. What exactly do you do, just so I'm aware? I think you're a bit like a Necron Monolith, but I'm not entirely sure. Fires, Warp, Lightning, you also... Thousand Suns troops nearby, autonomy or not, inspires them. That's a bit more of a supporting Titan unit then. Either way though, you're doing the damage, and that is the main thing. That's the main thing indeed. There was Chaos Army here, and now there's less, and it might even be on the Feral Titan. Goes down as well. Yeah, forcing him back for the moment. Does he have the speed to get out of there? Been slowing down. But he does get out of there to fight another day. It could have been a potential twist. Oh no, never mind. Aha! Looks like Dragon Ball Z. Twists around. Can't keep away from the tower. It's too fast. I'm going to have to trundle away. Also, it's cutting off the retreat path for the Plague Reaper as well. So the Southern team losing both of their heavy hitters. Maybe, although you are also very slow yourself. Okay, well. Like I said, right, okay, well, let me go this way. Let me go the other way then. That's fair enough. Annihilation Barge to keep on top of it for the moment. Good lord, that's just one shot, one kill from that Silver Tower. Everyone trying to get a piece of this Feral Titan at the moment. A once mighty beast brought low by all the gradual wearing and tearing of its health. Getting anything else coming from here? We are also seeing another Demon Prince of Zinch as well. What about a replacement? You are seeing a Decimator Super Heavy Tank. They do have the critical location once again. Might have been nice to give the critical location to the Death Guard, just so that they can get access to their own relic slash critical location units themselves. Now turning around, one benefit for the Titan is that he is able to regen his own health, kind of, by that warp generator that he's got. Nurgle, Prince of whatever you call it, runs on in, sees if we can slice up the Annihilation Barge. Maybe also a bit of a delaying tactic just to get these guys in better stead at the moment. And considering now the Thousand Suns have got basically zero economy, they've saved up a fair bit. How's everyone else doing for money at the moment? You're doing okay-ish. You're struggling quite a lot. Are you the... yeah, vanilla people. Necrons, you're doing fine because you can just basically start building more plasma generators when your economy gets a bit shafted. And yeah, so that's something. Much from Chaos side for the moment. Silver Tower of Zinch slowly makes his way over. And like I said, ideally from the northern side, they probably want to give this space to the Necrons. That's what you would expect. That's what you would hope for. Oh, synchronized jumping. That's very nice. We'll see a little bit of organisation in the attacks. Feral Titan still looking worse for wear. Wartsmith attempted to come on over to repair. Necron Lord, a small man, surrounded by giants, but he's got the potential to... Oh, right, he's going to turn himself into a big man himself. That's good to see. Now free to just wail on this Decimator as much as he wants. And because of the pathing, it's going to be very difficult for him to get out. Wartsmith and a Heretic trying to keep this Feral Titan alive. Yeah, it does not seem that the Death Guard's end-of-game units really have the same kind of staying power as everyone else's at the moment. Death Guard not really contributing much to the defense or the offense. I mean, they're really strong in Tier 2, don't get me wrong. But when you get to, like, what is this, Tier 4, Tier 4.5, when you take the Titans into consideration. Mind you, though, they have gone for the... Oh, what's it called? The Plague Company, where they don't have access to Mortarion. And I think Mortarion in this kind of scenario would have been a lot more useful. Necron Lord keeping basically the entire army occupied. Everyone else starts positioning themselves for an engagement. The Necrons getting a good amount of infantry in there as well. Plague Predators trying to reposition away from all those Immortals. Feral Titan hiding behind the mountain for now. Look at him go, the Necron Lord still getting a couple of stabs in there. Yeah, at the moment, through no fault of the Death Guard, I don't think that realistically the Death Guard could have done much else. They got all the big units. They acted wonderfully as that front line. It was very close earlier on. But what else can they offer? I mean, maybe some Plague Havocs take care of the Annihilation Barge. Oh yeah, Plague Havocs, yeah, go for them. They'd massively help against all these big endgame vehicles. So continuing to run. Decimator also looking a bit sad at the moment, but a powerful shot from that Feral Titan. Just more or less kill that Demon Prince. Also a lot of change getting that same kind of damage in there. Big explosion from someone. There we go. That was a quick turnaround. And that Silver Tower just chilling back for now. Oh, you're right, okay, you're defending the critical location, allowing the Necrons to capture that space as well. And does that mean that... Oh, you've got your Ancient Pyramid. Someone's got a critical location. You can trade out your Necron Lord for a different chap. And then... what else? I assume then... that's when you're also going to get your big subspace building or whatever you call it. I'm really struggling with my names today, aren't I? Big spin. The Silver Tower. For some reason, I don't know why, but this unit makes me think of Pegasus Tower from Yu-Gi-Oh! There we are. Necron Lord. One more John Cena beam for the road. Forces the Feral Titan to reposition, but does manage to get that tank down. Now the Silver Tower is on his own. Although it seems like he's actually been... What are you firing at? Oh, you're firing at the Necron Lord, right. Probably best turn your attention to the large tower right in front of you, Feral Titan. Now we've got some death marks. Might not do a lot of damage to the Feral Titan, but they do get a target acquired icon on him. The 1 blast, 2 blasts, and that is all the Immortals more or less taken out. Total Zinch sorting them out. Got the Lich Guards. Very tanky, close combat unit. And once more, back from the breach into the repair shop. He's got 3. Oh, it's like that meme. Oh, that one where that dude is headbutting people into a river, and then his friends are doing a little song. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick that in the YouTube shorts. That's fun. I like that. Well, it's not gonna help him much. Well, Titan's surrounded by a load of dudes. Plague Reaper is back out. It's not seeming to really be able to get into a good enough position. It's all really, the Southern Team's plan is centered around this Titan. Without it, they would have died quite some time ago. Obliterators are back out. Lord of Change is doing the same, really. It's not a very diverse kind of character, is he? He's just jumping in, slapping things down, but no one else coming in to help him. But he's making it rain there, which is fun. Like a bit of rain, but single tear down mine eye. Feral Titan finally falls. And so too now will everything else, I imagine. We said never say never. Here comes some more assault marines. Yeah, the Plague Havocs, that would have been... Because not only are they anti-vehicle, but when you get their upgrade, they also become anti-infantry as well. So they would have certainly helped bolster the range potential. Yeah, just too many Immortals zip and zapping with those wonderfully animated Gauss effects. The Silver Tower just point blank refuses to engage. Just happy to sit back, spinning to his own delights. Another Demon Prince and Nurgle. But I just don't think it's going to work for you. Spending a hell of a lot of money on buying these super duper units. It's just not enough. It's like buying a sandwich but without the bread. Yeah, okay, the filling is nice, but it's going to get your hands dirty. Another tank goes down. Another Demon Prince goes down. On the slow and ending march of Space Egypt continues after a very close game in loads of different places. Everyone else says GG. Yeah, very good GG. Triple Gs, in fact. I mean, I was absolutely convinced that the Southern Team, with that unit combination of Death Guard focuses on the close combat, the Chaos Space Marines focus on the range combat, working in tandem, really pushed far into the base, but they've just been able to hold the line and push them back with big units and big plays. So there we go. So cheers to the boys here for sending this game into the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.